Hi, everybody. I am back with day 45 of This Is Not Advice, where we answer your questions about work. And usually it's a we, but today Min has the afternoon where she's taking some time off. I've been away for 2 weeks myself. And so we thought we'd try a few questions around time off. So today's is, what should I do my first day back after a vacation? And I just want to start by acknowledging the gratitude that I've got for even getting to take a vacation. I tried to find some data on how many Americans get to even take paid time off. And it seems like it may not even be the majority. And the first thing I'd say about it, if you are in that privileged position, is take the vacation. It used to be when I started working, which is now longer ago than I care to admit, that people would pride themselves on how little vacation they took. And in general, those people were the underperformers, or more accurately, they performed really well until they got to a certain point, and then they just kind of topped out. They'd be the kind of people who could grind really effectively to get done what was expected of them, but then the unusual insights, the creativity just never arrived. And so chances are, if you're in the kind of job where you have paid time off, and if you don't have paid time off, then there's a separate financial planning question around how do you set yourself up to be able to take the time you need for yourself, which we can deal with another day. But chances are you're in a job where what really matters is not the average of your contributions on any given day. But what really matters is the peak of your contribution. When you have your most creative insight, when you do your best piece of writing, when you win the most important client, how good are you at your peak? And I think the real professional value of taking a vacation is it makes your peaks higher. It also just allows you to enjoy your life more. And I think part of the purpose of work is to be able to enable you to fully inhabit your life and enjoy it. So there's that. All right. But so now let's assume you're sold, you're taking a vacation. I myself try to take at least 1 2-week vacation every year, which I feel fortunate to be able to do. And I've just found that the quality of that time is so different from if I'm only taking a shorter vacation. So the first thing I would do is prepare before you go away. Recognize that your first day back is not going to be a normal day. And in this case, my team really suggested this was just having a day where you have nothing, no unusual meetings, just time to catch up. Otherwise, the Sunday before that Monday you come back might be your day. The second thing I'd say is that setting expectations with others about what you expect while you're away can be really important. This is something I failed to do on this last vacation. I didn't say, hey, when I come back, I'd like to see X, Y, and Z done, in part because I just dropped the ball, and in part because I wanted to see what others might do. It was really exciting to see when I got back. We have a bunch of habits on our team. And one of those habits is that we have a while you're away running document that while people are away, we add in the messages for them so they can just go and see one thing. I also tend to set, if you've emailed me while I'm away, you know this, a fairly portcullis dropped out of office message, which says, like, if you need to break glass in case of emergency, ruin my vacation, you can reach me. Here's a way. But and so that's part of how I set those expectations. Then when you actually come back, I hope you have that time to return. And today I've been going back through some of the messages I got while I was away. It is a chance to reset your habits. So one of the things that I've noticed is that there's some percentage, today it was probably about 10 or 15% of stuff that felt like they hit the bar for needing to do them before I went away. And when I came back, I was like, maybe I don't need to do that. And that felt really good because it's focusing in a more productive direction. The last thing I'd say is that oftentimes when you go away, you have some insight. You're reading something and it makes you think something about work. And I would just beware the memo from the beach. This is something that was written by a former CEO and chairman of Citigroup, not when he was there. Not when he was CEO and chairman, but before that. And funny, I was looking up the details for the memo, and my wife, who worked at Citi, the Google result that I happened to click on was a piece that she wrote, not even realizing it was her. So thank you, Sarah. And that was a big transformative memo in the life of that organization. If you are going to have that kind of missive with big thoughts, hold it for a beat, send it once you get back, think on it, because the bigger the shift and the more unusual the context you're in, the less likely it is that it'll stick once you get back. And one of the worst things you can do, especially if you're a leader who has people who take their tone from you, one of the worst things you can do is create whiplash. Hey, I had this amazing new idea for a new product. And it's like, well, you're kind of unaware of all the other stuff going on. So just the bigger the insight, the more material, the longer I think you wait before you, or think on it, stew on it before you release. So those are some of the things I do. Thank you for listening to today's This Is Not Advice. We are here every weekday, and tomorrow we'll be back with Min. And just as a reminder, we both work at Bloomberg Beta, which is an early stage startup investor focused on the future of work. We try to share what we learn so that you can be who you want to be at work. And if you have other questions for us, you can share them on Twitter or on LinkedIn. Well, we're easy to find. Just find us and ask a question, and we will give our best go. Thanks, everybody.